Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else. All are welcome to today's matchup between the American Canyon Wolves and the Armijo Royals. The Armijo Royals are traveling in from Fairfield, California. We are in American Canyon, California now, just down I-80. You can see I-80 through the mountaintops just beyond the outfield in foul territory if you were here at the stadium. And my name is Coach Rosal. Later on in this broadcast, I will be joined, hopefully, by Caden Roberts, one of my players. Game time is set to be for 3:30. Currently, we are running just about a minute behind. Well, we do have a chance to start right on time. It's 3:29 at the moment. 14 degrees Celsius and cloudy today. A little more overcast than yesterday. The home plate umpire will be Dylan Brewstar, and the field umpire will be Chris Graves. Taking the field now is the American Canyon Wolves. We have Noah Johnson on the mound. He'll be pitching. His battery mate, the catcher, Dylan Brown. Over at first base will be Mason Harris. At second base, Matthew Schmeling. Over at third base will be Andre Lopez. And then at shortstop today is Royce Hall. In left field will be Matias Garcia. In center field is Savan Sam. And in right field, the Sunfield, Cole Goler. The batting lineup for the Armijo Royals: jersey number 5, Chase Lewis. He's going to be in center field. Batting second is jersey number 1, Willie Nixon. He's going to be the shortstop. In the 3-hole, jersey number 22, Nick Isai. He's going to be the first baseman. And hitting cleanup is number 7, Lolo Uskanga. He's going to be the second baseman. But now, the leadoff batsman, Chase Lewis, steps to the plate. Again, jersey number 5, a right-handed batsman, facing off against Noah Johnson. Noah had a rough go at it his last time up. He appeared in the home opener and had some control issues. Hopefully he's dialed in now. And that first one misses low and away. Again, Noah Johnson. I am going to mix those two up a lot. Noah Johnson and Dylan Brown. So Noah Johnson on the mound. He is typically a catcher. And we're getting some looks at his arm now as he gets Lewis to swing through that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was a good off-speed pitch, so you're going to see that with your catchers a lot. You're going to see catchers who come in with a good arm, and all you have to do is teach them how to throw an off-speed, just like Johnson did right there. Now it's 1-2. He gets Lewis looking. So Johnson coming out on top after falling behind 1-0. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. The count will remain 1-2. First contact of the game, foul ball. Johnson sets the 1-2. Ooh, that's going to hit Lewis right in the front shin. His left front ankle almost. Lower shin, upper ankle. So, Lewis is going to be on first with a hit by pitch. On 2 strikes, nonetheless, so you know that's nothing intentional, no bad blood there. If you were a batsman, you know that that's an accident. It was a curveball that got away from Johnson. But with his capable infield, a runner on first is no threat. Got Andre Lopez playing in. Now it's a left-handed batsman, Willie Nixon. Nixon looks at a fastball on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. So Nixon, the left-handed batsman, jersey number 1, the starting shortstop. A very tall player, but on the taller side, taller build. And the pitch, the runner goes. The throw from Brown. Safe. Now, it was a tough play for Brown. The ball was in the dirt. It was an off speed. And Lewis, no doubt the leadoff hitter, has really good legs on him. He's got wheels. So, a fast runner on first with a good jump. A curveball that was in the dirt. And a perfect throw from Brown. Couldn't get him out. It felt like two factors against the one. Now, the pitch outside. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lewis on second with a stolen base. Willie Nixon takes low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes with a runner on second. Now Johnson sets. Hall playing just behind Lewis. And the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. An absolute paint job from Noah Johnson. A nice crisp fastball right on the line. So that's going to have 1 away. A backwards K for Johnson. Here's Nick Isai, the first baseman. Another left-handed batsman, so back-to-back left-handed batsmen take a trip to the plate. A very big build, almost Prince Fielder-like. Definitely don't want to leave one in his wheelhouse. Johnson. The 1-0. A called strike. Off speed, it looked like. This time on the outside corner. So 1 ball, 1 strike is the count with 1 out. And 1 runner on here in the first. 0-0 the score is. But the Royals, Armijo Royals, coming out early. Ooh, strike 2 is called. That one crossed the plate. And it didn't quite hit the spot that Brown was setting up in. But he still found the zone. Here is the 1-2. It's low. The runner goes. The throw is high, but it's saved by Lopez. He leaps off of the bag, sliding underneath the leaping Lopez is Lewis, and he has his second stolen base. And that is how a leadoff walk can turn into a manufactured run. 2 stolen bases, and all of a sudden a runner on third with nobody out. Now the infield has to play in for a very big bat, but that does not matter. Acai can pull up a chair and have a seat, because that's strike 3 called on the outside corner, 2 away. Back-to-back called strikeouts for Johnson. Johnson really went to the lab after his last outing, and he's dialed in today. Here is the cleanup hitting Lolo Uskangi. He lines one in the left. That's going to be a 2-out base hit and an RBI for Uskanga. Interesting name. Uscanga, so Lolo Uskanga has got himself a very loud knock just on the lip of the outfield grass. So he stands on first with 1 RBI and a single. Here's Kevin Marks. Now he's going to sky one. Bermuda triangle, center fielder, right fielder. It's going to drop between all of them. Here's the throw in. The throw to third. Safe. It was a close play, but it looks like the Royals have rolled themselves a pair of snake eyes. So Lewis obviously has scored the 1. Uskanga moves all the way to third. And on first with a single is Kevin Marks. So here's Sammy Fierro, the starting third baseman, jersey number 9, and snake eyes on the corners. We have a great view of that right now. First and third with 2 outs. Here's a foul ball, but we really want to keep an eye on the base runners right now. They could be playing something tricky. You never know. They could be testing Dylan Brown's arm. And with the runner at first, Kevin Marks, the starting right fielder. He might have some speed. Now the runner goes. Here's the throw down, and they cut it off. Ooh, and Marks tried to stop. Brown was already running to the dugout, but it was cut off halfway in between. But with 2 outs, the throw could have gone all the way through, and they could have nailed Marks, who was trying to steal. But the inning will continue for Fierro. Fierro has a 1-1 count, now with runners on second and third. And that one is going to miss. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. Only 2 hits surrendered. Johnson with a chance to get out with limited damage. Here's the 2-1. Swung through and missed. He tried to hold up, but he was still crossing the plate. He was underneath that shoulder high fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 runners on. The infield now playing back. The 2-2. Swing you later. Johnson gets out of it. It's only 1-0 in the middle of the first. All right, we're just about to start the bottom of the first inning. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Leading off today will be Matthew Schmeling, so he's going to get a look up at the top of the lineup because he has started off the first 3 games more towards the end. So Schmeling, jersey number 3, the second baseman is up. Number 2 will be Royce Hall, followed by Dylan Brown. In the cleanup spot is Mason Harris, followed by Andre Lopez and Noah Johnson. And to wrap up the lineup, we have Matias Garcia, Savon Som, and Cole Goler. So the Armijo Royals, wearing that really Pittsburgh Pirates reminiscent style black and yellow jerseys. Now Schmeling's going to show bunt right back to the pitcher, and he may as well evade it. Schmeling, first pitch of the game, and he sends it right back up the middle in front of the mound for a leadoff single. So he was playing to his strengths. He knew exactly what he was doing there. And a bunt to the arm side of the pitcher is how this game gets started. Here's Royce Hall, a left-handed batsman, jersey number 7. They're going to check on the runner at first, getting back safely Schmeling, and just like that, Schmeling has proof that he played today. Just a little bit of dirt on that lower left knee. Go home dirty, they say. Ooh, and they tried back-to-back bunt attempts. Hall, being a left-handed batsman, he's already a few steps closer to first base, so you can see what he tried to do. He was already down the line by the time that ball was called foul. Oh, and 1 the count. They're going to check on Schmeling again at first. Schmeling getting even more proof that he played. And a warning to the pitcher. May have been something about wiping his mouth. They don't want any substances on the ball, that's for sure. Now another pickoff. First base, they're really keeping an eye on Schmeling. Schmeling's got good speed. That's what you expect from a player of his caliber. He's got a good glove at second, good contact, can really run. Now the bunt. Ooh, and it's a beauty. Right back to the pitcher, Thornton. He flips it to first. Oh, and Hall is upset with the call. He thought he beat it out. But either way, that was a beautiful bunt that moves the runner over. That's going to be one away for Dylan Brown, but a runner in scoring position. So a very fast-moving game. The Wolves knew the attack early. They're showing bunt, and it's going to miss high. So, one ball, no strikes against the pitcher, Sean Thornton. Thornton, number 24, is a right-handed pitcher. Here's the pitch. Another bunt, but this one's in the air, foul. Straight back. So he tried to bunt it backwards. Didn't quite work. That's not what he wanted to happen. The catcher, Uskanga, taking a look at the base runner on second, Schmeling. So 1-1 count for Brown. Oh, and a small little spin move. The pitcher Thornton started to go and turned around slowly. It's a good pickoff move, especially if the runner's moving. Oh, now he swings at that one and skies it foul with a loud thud from Wolf Den Stadium. It hit the bleachers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brown's a good 2-strike hitter. You can see the adjustment in his stance. He's a little wider, and he's trying to make contact now. He looks at that ball in the dirt. Schmeling goes. Here's the throw down to third. It's in the dirt and safe. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and now a runner on third. Now that's a hard play. There could be a stolen base or a pass. It's definitely not a wild pitch. It stayed in front. I wouldn't quite call it a pass ball. It would just be a stolen base. For Schmeling now, a ground ball, fair, down the left field line. Schmeling's going to score, and this game is tied. Brown is digging for 2 with a throw to slide, safe. And an RBI double for Dylan Brown ties the ball game. So it was a hopper down the line. And it was past Fierro, who was playing third. It was just underneath him. It honestly was maybe 2 or 3 baseballs away from the bag. So a very close hit down the line. Mason Harris is in the cleanup spot today, followed by Andre Lopez. He's on deck. Harris takes a nice, healthy cut at that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. In this 1-0 ball game. Thornton, the pitcher, sets the pitch in the dirt. The runner's going, and no throw. So Brown is going to move. We're going to credit him another stolen base. Although I could be corrected, I'm not an official scorer. I'm better at yapping than I am at scoring. And the 2-1. Swung on, ground ball to the shortstop, through the wickets, and it's 2-1. Wow, that's a tough play. The shortstop, Nixon, stayed up on it and tried to go down. That's why you're taught when you're younger that you have to stay down and work up to the ball. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. tough play for Nixon. Harris is going to be on first with a single. And the Wolves have now made it 2-1 early in this ball game. So the Wolves are trying to be aggressive early, and it's working. Harris will get an RBI. And the count now, 1 ball, no strikes for Andre Lopez, who drops down to the 5th hole. The runner goes. Here's the throw. Safe. Oh, and it was cut off by the shortstop. Nobody was on third. That doesn't quite make sense to me. But a stolen base for Mason Harris, who's now in scoring position. Lopez now takes strike 2 at the letters. Only 1 out, 2-0. The pitcher Thornton tying his shoes. So Thornton's on the mound, jersey number 24. His catcher is Juan Uskanga, who's a senior, jersey number 11. Over at first base is Isai. And then the brother, Lolo Uskanga, a sophomore, is at second. Nixon is at short. Fierro's at third base. Now the pitch from Thornton. The runner goes. Swing and a miss, but safe at third is Harris. So down goes Lopez swinging. Here's the pitcher, Noah Johnson. Jersey number 10. So the outfield for the Royals goes Reed in left field, Lewis in center, and then Marks is in right. We'll get to know them more later on. But Noah Johnson's got a runner on third with 2 outs. A big, slow curveball misses low. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on third here in the bottom of the first. 2-1. The Wolves have answered back. That's something that they haven't quite done yet this season. Now a line drive over the head of the second baseman, deposited into right field, and that is as frozen of a rope as you can get for a line drive single from Noah Johnson. Loud off the bat. So Harris with 2 stolen bases and a run scored. Now that ball is going to be hit to the first baseman, Isai, who smothers it, and that's going to end the inning. 3-1 as we head to the top of the second. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 3-1, the Wolves have answered back in the bottom of the first. Here we are in the top of the second. Noah Johnson back out there after striking out the side in the first inning. Very impressive after surrendering a leadoff hit by pitch, a couple stolen bases to Chase Lewis. He ended up scoring the only run of the game so far for the Armijo Royals. He gave up 2 more singles after that, yet answered back with 3 strikeouts. So that's definitely promising to see from that young man, Noah Johnson. Now he's going to miss low and away. 1 ball, no strikes against Gabe Amaya Hall, the designated hitter. Jersey number 21 in my books, but we'll see who's batting right now. It's 19. Oh, excuse me. He is jersey number 19. So, Gabe Amaya Hall swings at that one and sends it in the air. The center fielder, Sam, is calling everyone off, and 1 away here in the top of the second. Sam caught that in shallow center. So that goes down as a P8, a pop-up to the 8th fielder. That's in center field. Here is Juan Uscanga. Juan is the senior of the Uscanga brothers, literally a high school senior. His brother Lolo is the sophomore. He's going to look at strike 1. Johnson misses over the head. 1 ball and 1 strike. Line drive, right field, and that's going to be a base hit. So a very clean hit for Uscanga. Almost looked like the one Johnson sent out to right, but just a few shades closer to the foul line. That was a more low-lying line drive. So Uscanga's on first with the single, but that's a good sign. I mean, well, first of all, here's Benny Reed, jersey number 6, the starting left fielder. But that's a good sign. As a pitcher, you would much rather, we talked about this last time, you would much rather give up a single than a walk. And it's a sign that you're throwing strikes. So, nothing to fear here with 1 out and a runner on. That one at the eyes for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sorry, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, now it's 2-2. One of the good things about announcing the wrong count is you just have to wait 1 or 2 pitches and you could be right eventually, as long as you're not behind in the count. Ooh, and swing you. Later, he went around for strike 2. So, now it's 2-2. I'll just trust what I see from the umpire. The scoreboard is, of course, student-operated, so that's not always reliable. And at the eyes. So this full house belongs to the batsman, Benny Reed. It's funny, actually, if you were to go into the Wolves dugout, there is a lifetime table that they put out. The runner goes, but Reed is going to walk, so that puts runners on first and second. The full house wins the battle as Reed draws the walk. But anyways, if you were to go into the dugout, there's a table there, and the Daktronics scoreboard is out, and really it's just whoever's on the bench watching the game, updating it. So I wouldn't take that as exact word. But anyways, here is the next batsman, Lewis. Especially when the home plate umpire is right there. He makes it very clear how many outs there are. Ball's on his left hand, strikes on his right hand. I never understood that as a player, but as a spectator, it now makes sense. So that one is going to be low. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's interesting, not every umpire calls the count after every pitch. And that's low again, so 2 balls. Johnson dancing around the zone. He's trying to find the edges of it. He wouldn't want to leave anything right in the heart of the zone because this Armijo team can certainly hit. He has to pitch cautiously. Ooh, and a half swing. He did go around. That's strike 2. So 2-2 the count with 2 runners on for the leadoff batsman, Chase Lewis. In his first at-bat, he was hit by a pitch, stole a couple bases, and scored the only run for the Royals. Now they're looking to tack on more. Johnson, fires a challenge fastball, and it's fouled back. The 2-2 at the letters, and this full house belongs to the batsman. Johnson sets. The payoff pitch. Swung on high in the air. Left field. And Garcia is going to make the catch. Wow. What a play. Matias Garcia almost felt like he could have read a book waiting for that ball to come back down. And the wind is blowing out there. The wind is blowing from third base to first base, from left field to right field. So at the very end of it, Garcia had to reach back and over his head to make the catch. A very impressive play. Here is Willie Nixon. He struck out looking back in the first. So Johnson defeats the full house by inducing a pop-up, a high pop-up to deep left field, more of a fly ball, really. Good block by Johnson. That keeps the runners on first and second. It was a deep fly ball, actually, to the 7th fielder, the left fielder. So it goes down as an F7. That ball is going to be hit foul. That's what's nice about baseball. You can look away from all the action, and the game demands your attention, especially when the ball makes contact with the bat. That one is some hard contact. Not hard contact, but some uncomfortable contact. He hit it off of the end of his bat. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners still on first and second. And that one's going to get away from Brown. The runner on first stays, but the runner on third will advance. So Armijo's rolled their second pair of snake eyes. Some signs from the catcher relaying to first and third. So I want everyone who's watching right now to take a look at the situation. You have a runner on first and third. This is the game of chess that baseball is. Runner's going to go. Swung on, and Hall is going to field it and throw to first. No, he's going to fake pump. Wow, what an interesting turn of events. So it's going to be an infield single for Willie Nixon. He's on first. Scoring is going to be Uskanga for the second run of the Armijo Royals. Moving over to second is Benny Reed. On first is Willie Nixon. Here's Nick Asai. And he's going to foul that one away. Still updating my scorebook. Don't worry, I'll explain what happened in just a few moments. And that one is in the dirt once again. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. All right, so when there's a runner on first and third, what can happen is that the runner on third acts like the defender for the runner on first. So the runner on first is free to steal the open bag because the runner on third is protecting him. If the catcher throws all the way down, the runner on third can score. So the catcher has to come up with interesting plays. That's why the ball was attempted to be cut off by Schmeling between second base and the mound. But to everyone's surprise, the ball was hit. They swung at it, and it was a ground ball to the shortstop. That's why Schmeling was diving in front of Royce Hall. But none of that matters because Johnson is going to sit down Acai for the third out. 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the second. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 3-2 here in the bottom of the second. Leading off the inning is Savon Som, followed by Cole Goler, and then back to the leadoff batsman and Matthew Schmeling. Savon Som looking for his first base hit of the day. He stands in the box. He toes the back half of the box. Thornton still on the mound. He winds and misses way outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The Wolves have had 1 loud hit off of the bat of Johnson. That was the opposite field single. But so far it's been quiet. And there's a strike call. They've been winning by a lot of small ball. 1, 2, 3, 4 stolen bases from the first 4 batters in the lineup. And that's somehow manufactured 3 runs. The second out from Royce Hall was a sacrifice bunt. Andre Lopez struck out and Johnson had a single. That's really all they needed to score 3. Now a hard hit, line drive to third. It gets caught by Fierro for the Royals. 1 away, and Savon Som smoked that one. Just right into the glove of the defender in the hot corner. Here's Cole Goler. First pitch to him is going to be a called strike, 0-1 the count. So that will be an L for line out to the 5th baseman, or third baseman. Swing and a miss, a quick 0-2. But, of course, in baseball shorthand, the third baseman is labeled as position number 5. Strike 3 called for Cole Goler. He's put away in 3 pitches. Here is Matthew Schmeling. Nobody on and 1 out. 2 outs, excuse me. Schmeling started everything back in the first with that leadoff bunt on the first pitch. Ooh, and that high curveball misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Fierro, number 9, the third baseman for the Royals, is playing about a step in on the infield grass. You normally don't see a player play that shallow, but a player of Schmaling's speed has to be respected. And they learned their lesson in the first inning when he dropped down that beautiful bunt. Now a big swing and a miss on a low curveball. And Schmaling now has 1 ball, 2 strikes. The umpire will typically throw up his hands when he sees that the scoreboard is incorrect. Ooh, that one hits the mound. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs for Schmaling. Now, what's interesting is on professional baseball, scoreboard operators, that's a professional job. So it's funny to think about what their quarterly reviews might be like. But Schmaling is going to swing and miss on that one. That's going to keep the score at 3-2 as we head to the top of the third. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. The Armijo Royals answered back 1. So the score is now 3-2 in the top of the third. Noah Johnson about to begin his third inning of work. The first pitch swung at and fielded cleanly by Lopez over third. The throw across the diamond pulls Harris off of the bag. Thankfully, Harris applies the tag, and there's 1 away. The first pitch to Kevin Marks, jersey number 15, is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Kevin Marks singled back in the first before getting stranded at second. Ooh, and there's a strike. Excuse me, 2-0 the count. It looked like a strike. It sounded like a strike. Johnson sets. Ooh, up and in, right under the armpits. So a 3-0 count. Now Johnson finds the zone. Oh, that's strike 2. So this full house belongs to the pitcher. And that one is going to be lined Left center field. That's going to drop. It's going to hit the wall. Marks is digging for 3. And he's going to make it. So a 1-out triple for Marks. And that has a runner on third now for Sammy Fierro. Well, Marks beats the full house with a triple. And that can be the benefit of having a 3-2 count. You know that the pitcher doesn't want to walk and he wants to pound the zone. And 3-2 count, you can just sit fastball, react to the curveball. But anything outside of the zone, you just lay off of. But Marks just found that fastball right in the zone. Hit a nice line drive in the gap. There is no chance for Sam or Garcia to get there. All they had to do was just chase after it and fire it in as quick as possible. But we'll see how the Wolves respond here. A runner on third with 1 out. Sammy Fierro struck out in the first inning to end the first. He struck out swinging the third of the 3 strikeouts that happened in the first. That pitch popped up. Harris is going to catch it in foul territory, and that is a gift. A 1-pitch out with a runner on third. All of a sudden, 2 outs with a runner on third for number 19, Gabe Amaya Hall. Low tapper. The shortstop Hall has it. The silky, smooth, slinging sidearm throw is going to get him at first. And that's going to end the inning. So a triple does not matter. The score stays 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the third. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 3-2, the score is here in the bottom of the third. Royce Hall is going to lead things off in his last at-bat. He had a sacrifice bunt that moved Schmaling over the second and eventually led him to scoring the first run of the game for the Wolves. Very productive at-bat for him. Now he's looking for his first base hit here against Thornton, who's still on the mound. The wind, the pitch is high. 1 ball. No strikes. Hall also had that spectacular play to end the inning over at shortstop. And there is a called strike. And the pitch. Low. So you can see the batters can see when a curveball happens. They take a step and there's a half-second hesitation before the rest of their body goes through and, ooh, there's a high strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes Now is the count. Seemed a little high, a little outside. Hall had a double take, but the composed, polite player he is doesn't say anything. Now he looks at that one in the dirt, and this full house belongs to the batsman. Here's the payoff pitch. Upstairs. So Hall is going to win the battle. He's going to draw the walk and stand on first to start off the inning. Here's Dylan Brown. He hit a double and had an RBI back in the first. He ended up stealing third and scored the second run of the game for the Wolves back in the first. Here he is now in the third, trying to keep the line moving. And now the throw back. Over the first, checking on Hall. Hall's got considerable speed. He can be a threat on the base paths. Brown at the plate. Skies one. And that's going to be foul. Ooh, and almost nearly caught by the catcher Uskanga. But it was right along the fence. That can be a very, very difficult play to make. Oh, and 1 the count for Dylan Brown. Now the pitch swung on and fouled back. So Brown sees a lot of pitches. He fouls them off a lot. And that is very frustrating for a pitcher because you feel like you just throw anything. And it feels like the at-bat just drags on. And that's not a feeling you'd want as a pitcher. And so if there are uncomfortable at-bats against good pitchers, there are uncomfortable at-bats against good hitters. Now another throw over to first. Hall gets back standing. Not a worry at all for him. And the pitch is high. The throw down. Oh, and they got him. That was a great throw from the catcher, Uskanga. Oh, and the infield is very fired up. I think the shortstop wanted us all to know that Hall was thrown out, even though the umpire already called it. So thanks to the shortstop for letting everyone know. There's a little squibbler in front of home plate to throw over the first. And they got him. So 2 good throws from the catcher, Uskanga. And now there's 2 away here in the third for Mason Harris. So here's Mason Harris. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count to this young man. In the first inning, he hit a single and had an RBI. And a couple of stolen bases later, and he became the 3rd and last run of the Wolves for today so far. Slapped that foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 out. Harris slaps another one foul.
That ball's going to be on the ground. Oh, and past the third baseman, Fierro. That's going to be a single. It didn't even touch his glove. Wow, what happened there? Tough read. Might have had some difficult spin, possibly. It took a long hop. I think it was like a long two-hopper to the third baseman. He tried to charge in on it, and he was trying to come down when the ball was coming down. He just completely missed his glove. So Harris has a single, and now he's going to steal second. His third stolen base of the day. Feels like he picks up a handful every game. One ball, no strikes. And another slow pickoff from the pitcher, Thornton. That looks like a C move that he's only trying to show. Kicking the pitch at the eyes. 2 balls, no strikes for the state champion, Andre Lopez. He struck out in the first. He's looking for his base knock of the day. He's looking to knock in his teammate. He's going to skywalk to the right side of the field. That's the Sun field. Oh! And a near miss, but Marks is able to make the adjustment. I think he overran the ball and jumped up to make the catch. That's going to end the inning. 3-2 the score remains as we head to the top of the 4th.
Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. We're here in the top of the 4th inning. We're joined by Caden Roberts. Caden, how you doing?
You know, I'm doing great today. Feels like I was just here, but I'm back. And looks like we all needed an energy boost, so we started ripping salts in the dugout. And Coach Rosal, broadcast Rosal, just ripped us some salt.
And that's going to be an infield single for Juan Uscanga. It was a swinging bunt single, a swingle. I don't know, but more of an error. I mean, either way, it's a judgment call. I feel like the runner was already there. He advanced on the error, that's for sure. He's on second now. But regardless, Uscanga is in scoring position on one pitch. It was just in front of the mound. It's a 3-2 ball game. It's been like that for a couple of innings now. The pitch is going to be bunted right back to the pitcher. He's going to go to third. They're going to throw. Got him! Wow. Great call. Great call from the captain, from the field general, Brown, for saying to go to 3. Because Brown
Johnson was able to field it very fast.
Good comms by Dylan Brown. I mean, he does the same thing on Fortnite. We get on Fortnite on Friday night. I mean, just good comms. Like especially when we get to move to circles. So I mean, just good comms all around from Dylan Brown. Noah Johnson, infamous for kissing banana slugs. Return of the moon.
You're gonna have to tell us more about those banana slugs, man.
You know, I don't know too much about it. It happened. None of us were there, but I mean, knowing Noah Johnson, I mean, he just kisses banana slugs. I mean, he probably kisses all types of things, not humans, but insects and critters and all that. I mean, that's just part of his personality. He's the mountain man. He's the liver king.
So 2-1 against Chase Lewis. They're trying to bunt. Here's the throw down to second, and they got him.
More good comms from Dylan Brown. I mean, just absolutely hosed. I mean, terrible jump from the runner. I don't know what he was doing, but just an absolute hose from Dylan Brown. I mean, he has that shortstop arm, short action. He had to get those some gas over there. I mean, great job, Dylan Brown.
Yeah, it can benefit the shortstop when they are. It can benefit the catcher when they have experience at shortstop because you have all those different arm angles that you never really get at any other position except maybe second base. But as shortstop, you really get the full range of arm angles. So Brown is able to make that throw look easy. Really, it's not. It's over 120 feet away. So 3 balls, 1 strike is the count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung through and missed. And this full house belongs to Noah Johnson. It's a pitcher's full house. And the pitch is going to be tapped foul. Roberts, over the athlete, he had his hands in the ready position to field it. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and slapped to the softball field, foul. Ooh, and it's going to hit Lewis for the second time today. Now, even though that's not on purpose and that's not at all what Johnson was trying to do, that can be something you start to remember.
I mean, indeed, he looked a little pissed at the end, but I'm not sure if he's actually going to do something to charge him. I highly doubt it. But, I mean, it is part of the game. I don't think
strike 3 right here.
Bradley Keffer just pulled up to the booth.
First pitch to Willie Nixon is a ball. So Johnson still having a little bit of control issues. Now the throw down the second is a one-hopper, but it's going to skirt away from the second baseman. Good throw from the catcher. It would have been close. Willie Nixon has a 1-1 count, with a runner on second base. So Johnson is pounding the zone a lot more. It looks like he has dialed in his strike zone, but still a little bit of command issues that he's tweaking out. 2 hit batsmen, a couple walks here and there. Oh, and now another hit batsman. So back-to-back hit batsmen. That's something noteworthy.
I mean, with the deep 3 games is scheduled this week for the Wolves, I mean, we kind of need our pitchers to be, pretty efficient. We have a lot of pitchers in the IR slot. So, I mean, we got to get innings out of Noah Johnson. And when pitchers are losing their control, losing their command, it's kind of hurting us as a team.
I mean, it seems like Johnson just has to imagine that innings are bugs. That way he can just eat innings relentlessly.
You know, I'm going to tell him that when I go back to the dugout. I mean, like, he may want to, like, start eating more innings since, like, it reminds him of bugs. I mean, he just loves eating bugs. I mean, if it has 6 legs, he's going to eat it.
Well, maybe he can eat 6 innings like he eats the 6-legged creatures, but bug-eating Johnson fires a foul ball strike. 0-2 now, a quick 0-2 against Nick Asai, a left-handed batsman, starting first baseman. He's going to line one down the line, foul, and that was maybe a bat's length foul, very close down the line. Lopez has to defend that line with all of his life. The tying run stands on second. The go-ahead run stands on first. With 2 outs, anything in the gap, they could possibly score both.
Now that ball is hit high, left field. Garcia's charging in,
And Garcia is going to secure the last out of the inning. So we will be back to you in the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. 3-2, the score is here in the bottom of the 4th. That's been the case ever since the first inning. When the Wolves answered back,
it's been a pitcher's duel ever since then. The pitcher now facing against the other pitcher, Johnson, facing Thornton. And there's a first pitch strike from Thornton. 0-1 to count. Now the pitch is going to be slapped down the right field line in the sun field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Johnson's looking for 2. He's going to keep going, and he can get there standing. He slides for style points, but he's well safe, and a double for the pitcher to start off the inning. Here's Tyler Tran, jersey number 23.
So Tyler Tran getting his first at bat here in the 4th inning. There's a called strike to even it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was just under the hands.
Right on the inside corner, Tran.
Leans over the plate. And now the pitcher's going to step off.
That looked more like his D or E move. Just a simple step off and look back at second. We haven't quite seen his best pickoff move yet from Thornton. 1-1. Oh, a curveball in and out of the mitt. Oh, it's going to hit Tran. So a little confusion from the catcher there. He didn't quite know where it was. But Tyler Tran is going to reach on a hit by pitch. Right off the elbow guard. He's all right. So it was a dead ball. Here's Savon Som and a meeting on the mound for the Royals. We'll see if that will be it for Thornton. But Savon Som, he lined out. He had that screamer of a liner to the third baseman back in the second inning. And the Wolves today haven't made much contact out of the infield, just a few stragglers that they were able to push the opposite way. But on a pitcher like this, if they can somehow find a way to get it off of the ground and into left field, that could start to unlock a lot of the potential that this lineup has. But Savon Som was a good example. He hit that hard line drive, as I said, to the third baseman. There've been a few grounders down the line past the third baseman, but no clean hits to the pull side yet for the Wolves early in this ball game. Johnson is the only one with hits to the outfield today, having two opposite field hits going to the right side. So Noah Johnson, have yourself a day. Ooh, and Savon Som is going to lay a beautiful bunt down the first base line. And that's going to move over two runners for Cole Goler. A beautiful Savon Som. We couldn't get much better than that. The first baseman, Asayi, had to field it, and Uskanga had the cover first, all the way from second base. So now runners on second and third for Cole Goler. Hard hit, line drive, right side of the field. That's going to get down. One run's going to score, and Tran is being held up. Moving to second on the throw is Cole Goler, and the line moves on. An RBI single for Goler. That ball is going to be fouled away. So the score is now 4-2. Matthew Schmeling is up with a 2-1 count. Now 3-1 is the count. It was Johnson who scored the fourth run. It's Tyler Tran on third. And Cole Goler is on second. He hit a single but advanced on the throw. Now it's a hard hit. Line drive through the infield. One run's going to score. Goler's being waved in. Here's the slide, the throw. Safe, no slide. And the line moves. 2 runs score. It's now 6-2 off of the bat of Matthew Schmeling.
All right, 6-2 the score is. A runner on second with one out for Royce Hall. On deck is Dylan Brown.
And the Wolves have woken up.
Here's the throw to third. Oh, safe! Schmaling got around the tag. So the throw beat him. The throw certainly beat him, but that was a creative slide. Schmaling had to slide towards the outfield side of the third base bag. Now the infield has to play in. And there's a called
Strike against Hall. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The infield playing in. Anything on the ground, they'll check the runner on third. And that one's outside. And a swing and a miss. Hall's going to go down on strikes. Here's Dylan Brown with a runner on third and 2 outs. The infield will retreat back to their standard positions. Now the pitch.
At the shoulders, ball 1. Ooh, and he waves at that low one. 1 ball, 1 strike. It felt like Brown Brown wants to add on to the party. I think he committed to swinging before the pitch was thrown. Now the 1-1. Low, inside. Ooh, strike 2. A curveball found the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Dylan Brown. Now the pitch. Swung through and missed. And that's going to wrap up the inning. The Wolves tack on 3. It's now 6-2 as we head to the top of the 5th.
Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. The score is now 6-2 here in the bottom of the third. That's going to wrap up the day for Noah Johnson on the mound. Have yourself a day. He only surrendered 2 runs despite working around a couple of walks and a couple of hits batsmen. He helped himself out with a couple of opposite field hits, 1 single and 1 double, and an RBI.
Now there's a pop-up to the catcher.
Oh, and that's just behind him. We're joined again by Caden Roberts. Caden, how we doing?
You know, a great inning from the Wolves last inning. I mean, the boys were buzzing. I mean, I had to pass the salts around for like a quick round. Everyone had to get a round of salts in, and then we're buzzing again. I mean, we had like a little loss of focus, but I mean, now we're locked in, we're buzzed. Off salt, obviously.
There is strike 2 off of the new pitcher, so some changes in the defensive alignment. Schmeling stays at second, Harris stays there. Hall and Lopez stay where they are. There's a ground ball up the middle. Hall has it, and it's in and out of his glove. The outfield stays Som in center and Goler in right, but it's now Jason Taylor out in left field. Jason Taylor, jersey number 6, and now on the mound was the former left fielder, now Jason, from left field, now on the mound is Matias Garcia. Garcia again, jersey number 9. And Lolo Uskanga is going to reach on an error. Here's Kevin Marks. But, you know, baseball players are certainly the type to look for an edge on whatever focus they can get. That's why we tend to chew a lot of gum, a lot of sunflower seeds, anything to keep your mind on the game.
And chewing tobacco. I mean, we don't chew chewing tobacco, but a lot of baseball players do chewing tobacco. I mean, it's not good for you, but it's drip for sure.
Well, I mean, you have to think about it. This is a long, drawn-out game. We only play 7, and it still takes 2.5 hours. So imagine a 9-inning game. Back in the day, you have to be locked in every pitch. Tobacco has the active ingredient is nicotine. It's a stimulant, so it keeps your mind alert. But, of course, that's a horrible way to stay alert when you have smelling salts.
I mean, smelling salts are illegal. I mean, I don't think it's bad for you at all. So, I mean, I think a good alternative to stay locked in is just rip some salts. I mean, Rosal in the booth right now is just ripping them right now. I mean, it looks like he's getting a little teary-eyed.
It's just a jar of wasabi, almost. There is a called strike 2 against Kevin Marks. I love how your first instinct is, well, it's legal. But
smelling salts are also used in medical capacities, but Matias Garcia is going to swing Marks later. That's going to be strike 3. Good play there. A good pitch. It was a high fastball that Marks just sort of waved at. Here is Sammy Fierro, jersey number 9. Kicking the pitch is high. It's at the eyes. Salts are always in the bag of boxers or fighters. When they get a tough hit and they're about to fall unconscious, the salts keep them alert because you do not want to say good night after a good hit. Any forms of cross training that you do, Caden? Any boxing, wrestling, skateboarding, swimming?
You know, I'm an avid pickleball player. I mean, you can catch me in the courts like any summer, especially in the summer. Like you can catch me in the courts any day. I'm there. I run the AC summer pickleball courts. I mean, anybody who wants to call me out. I mean, there's just Grandpa that's over there that kind of puts the belt on me. But other than him, I mean, I run that place. So anybody who wants it in pickleball, come get it.
No, pickleball is the perfect transition for a baseball player. You got the hand-eye coordination. You're able to make your backhand and your forehand just like you're catching the ball with your glove. It's same idea, except instead of catching it with a leather glove, you're catching it with a racket. Ooh, swing and a miss. 2-1 on a high fastball. That's interesting to see from Garcia. We should talk about him on the mound. Garcia is getting a lot of swing and miss stuff when he's not evidently a power pitcher. How exactly is he doing this, Caden?
I mean, Machi's a guy who's going to consistently be in the zone. So when you consistently throw strikes, I mean, everything's going to look like a strike. So in the hitter's mind, like, all right, this is going to be competitive pitch no matter what. So, I mean, when he changes up his timings, when he changes up the speeds, I mean, they're going to swing at everything. And that's just like the effectiveness of just pumping strikes and staying in the zone. So staying competitive in the at-bats, I mean, Machi's just going to fill up the zone.
So Fierro's gonna draw a walk. He's on first. Lolo Uskanga is on second. Gabe Amaya Hall is at the dish right now. He's 0 for 2, looking for his first hit of the day. Garcia induces a fly ball out into the softball field. Is there a game going on right now for softball as well?
I don't think so. They do have a game Friday against Vaca High, but as of right now, I think they're just out there practicing. They're a bit nonchalant as Jeff Hansen takes a stroll to. You smell like Mexican food. Jeff Hansen takes a stroll to the mound. I mean, I don't know, not sure what he's doing right now. It looks like he's trying to give him a pitching lesson.
No, it looks like when
Garcia
comes set, he still takes a step back like he's winding up. So if I was a runner on second, I would definitely test something out right now. Especially you got nothing to lose, you're down by 4. May as well try to get something started. Especially with your 7th hole hitter at the box. You tend to get creative towards the end of the lineup. You're not going to do anything too fancy in the middle. You want to trust your best hitters to get a hit. But now, Garcia. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And it's going to be 2-1 the count. So
Amaya Hall
has a runner on first and
second. Here's the pitch. Inside for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. No, excuse me, 1 out, but 2 on. Juan Uskanga stands on deck. Here's the pitch. At the eyes, and this full house belongs to the batsman. And he's going to foul that one back.
Garcia is a junior, but he does show a lot of maturity on the mound.
A little weak grounder.
And he's able to remain composed
Even after surrendering a walk. And after Uskanga reached scoring position on an error. So very interesting.
to see his composure. He's still pounding the zone, throwing strikes. Now the payoff pitch and a ground ball up the middle. Hall has it. Oh, and it gets past Hall. 1 run's going to score. And everyone trades places. So everyone... So everyone trades places. First and second, they remain. But now that's going to bring Uskanga to the plate. Amaya Hall's going to reach on an error. He beats the full house.
Take that one.
So Uskanga is the 3rd run of the day
For Armijo. So Fierro is going to steal third. So now runners on the corners, pair of snake eyes for the Royals, and look for something suspicious here. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. We're not even going to pay attention to the batter. All of the fun is on the base paths right now. We'll take a look at the runner on first. That's Gabe Amaya Hall. We'll see what he does. The batsman feigns a bunt but pulls it back. 3 balls, 1 strike. We're going to remain just looking at the base runners on this 3-1 count. If it's a walk, well, everyone stays put either way. Runner does not go. There's a called strike. So this full house belongs to the pitcher. Back-to-back full houses. And that ball's going to be tapped right side of the field. The second baseman scoops it up, throws it to first. Got him. So that's 1 out recorded, 2 on the inning. But the score is now 6-4. So 2 outs for Benny Reed, jersey number 6. Sammy Fierro comes around to score the 4th run. Gabe Amaya Hall moves to second. And on that ground out was Uskanga. Benny Reed now at the dish. Inside evens it out, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Kicking the ball around, I mean, that's going to kill us on kill our momentum as a team. That's going to give the other team momentum. Hopefully Machi can get us out of the inning and get us back in the dugout and get us back on offense.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on second.
For the 9th slot, Benny Reed. Benny Reed looking for his first hit today. He's been on base twice, though. He's going to foul that one off. In the first inning, he beat the full house and drew a walk and got stranded at second. In the 4th inning, he reached on a fielder's choice but was caught stealing on that beautiful throw from the catcher, Dylan Brown. Now the pitch at the eyes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner on second, and the Royals down by only 1. The tying run for the Royals stands in the box. And some pressure is on second right now. Here's the pitch. It's high. So now this full house belongs to the batsman. 3rd straight full house. That's not exactly what you want to see, but this is a very young pitcher in Matias Garcia. Waved at and flipped foul off of the roof of the softball dugout. Full count, another foul ball. Good stop by the third base coach. And we'll do it again. This has been a very long batter's full house. The leadoff batsman, Lewis, returns a foul ball. We'll do it again at 3-2. Gabe Amaya Hall on second base. Here's the pitch. Swing you later. Garcia's going to get out of it. And we will have Roberts back to join us in the top half of the 5th. We'll see you then.
Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Bottom of the 5th inning in the 6-4 game. You know, it's interesting. Whenever anyone scores, the following team tends to answer back. And now the Wolves are looking to add on some insurance runs if they want to end this ball game with a little bit of breathing room. 4-2. Mason Harris now looks at a called strike. Harris in the first had a single, an RBI, 2 stolen bases, and a run scored. In the third, he had an infield single and another stolen base. So, you know, in basketball, if you see players with the, triple-double, I think Harris is the type of player where he will add just a number of stats to any category. He'll get a few hits, he'll get a few runs, he'll get a few stolen bases. He'll even make a few defensive plays as well. We don't see him in the outfield because his arm is a limiting factor. Not so much to pull him off the field, but he is at first base. Now that one is high. So 2-1 the count for Harris. Undoubtedly one of the best players on the team for the American Canyon Wolves. And the pitch is high. So this is jersey number 20 for the Armijo team, Donovan Toison. So Toison on the mound. Sounds vaguely Filipino, Toison. That ball is hard hit to the third baseman off of his wrist from the shortstop, who picks it up and tries to fire a strike. Good effort, but that's easily an infield single. A smoking rip off of the bat of Harris over to third base. Starts out this inning. So here's Andre Lopez now at the plate with 1 runner on, nobody out. First pitch is a strike, but another stat added for Harris. He steals second. And that's going to be a ground ball through the infield. That's going to be a base hit. Harris is going to stay put at third, and the Wolves have rolled themselves a pair of snake eyes. That was a good hit from Lopez. Just got out of the infield. And here's Noah Johnson. He's having himself a spectacular day. And that pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, when snake eyes are in play, we're going to keep focus on the runners. It could be a play in play. Lopez, over at first, was the star running back of the American Canyon football team. You know he's got some legs on him. He's not going on this pitch, but there's a called strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike against Noah Johnson. Johnson is the only player on this team to hit to the right side of the field, and he's done it twice now. Oh, excuse me, there has been another hit to the right side of the field off of the bat of somebody else. I'll check later. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's bunt right back to the pitcher, who throws to first. Now they're trying to go home with it. Safe! And over to third. Tries to go Lopez, and he's safe. Wow! So runners on the corners, and they just run and run and run. Safe at home is Harris, and Lopez goes all the way to third on a bunt. So Matias Garcia is trying to hit anything out of the infield right now. The infield is playing in. 7-4 the score is. At bat. Oop. And swing and a miss. So Matias Garcia is on at the plate. 0-1 is the count. 7-4 the score is.
And that one is high. So, great play
In the last inning, a great play in the last at bat. Johnson squared around the bunt. Lopez at first was already running, and he somehow made it to third. Ooh, swing and a miss from Garcia. So 1-2 now the count. Oh, excuse me, and that's strike 3. So 2 away now with a runner on third for Savon Som.
Som has made good contact today. Line out and the sacrifice in the fourth. Now that first pitch is right around eye level for ball 1. And
The batters now having to hit the ball out of the shadows. You can see it on the screen. That shadow is cutting off, but that doesn't affect Som. Ooh, another line out, but the first baseman, Isai, made the grab. So
2 hard contact hits from Som, but just both right at the defenseman. That's going to end the 5th. The Wolves pick up 1. It's now 7-4.
welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. It's now 7-4 in the top of the 6th inning against the Armijo Royals. Again, the Royals are coming in from Fairfield, California. Just a quick, easy 20-minute drive east on I-80.
Leading things off this inning is the leadoff batsman,
Chase Lewis. It's first pitch is a called strike. So Garcia, again, very good at commanding the zone. He's just going deep into counts, but you don't have to worry about him being erratic. That first pitch is right there. The second pitch is just a hair away from the last one was. So that's going to even it out. 1 ball, 1 strike against Chase Lewis. Chase Lewis was hit by a pitch twice today, and he lost.
he flew out to the left fielder in the second inning. It was a full house. It was his full house that he lost in the second. So he's looking for some contact. Garcia doing all he can to prevent it, and he throws it low.
3-1 the count
Against
jersey number 5.
the starting center fielder. And the 3-1 is a called strike too. Lewis threw his bat away, and you know that if Garcia throws anything in the zone and Lewis doesn't swing, it's going to be a called strike after a display like that. The pitcher's full house.
And Lewis beats the full house. He draws a walk. That was in the left-handed batter's box. So that puts one runner on. So here's Mike Terrell, number 15, coming in to pitch. He's a very tall player with a very strong build. So we'll be back after this break. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Top of the 6th inning, the pitching change. Mike Terrell now stands on the mound after warming himself up. He's got a runner on first base, a speedy leadoff batsman in Lewis. And at the dish right now is Willie Nixon. He struck out in the first, infield single in the second. He was hit by a pitch in the fourth. Now Terrell, his first pitch is close. Good height, but just a bit inside. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. Every time Nixon comes up to the plate, I have to make sure it's the same player. It feels like he has a different batting stance every time. But now he has a very wide open batting stance. His left foot stands back there. And it's similar to the stance that I personally used when I was batting. I like to have a slightly open stance so that I could look at the pitcher more square on. But it does leave you exposed to the outside pitch, and you're not able to make good, strong contact. That inside pitch is turned on and ripped high in the left field, but Jason Taylor camps underneath it and makes the out, the new left fielder, as Matias Garcia started the game out there. But Taylor commanding that field very well. It looks very comfortable out there. 1 away on that deep fly ball. Here's Nick Asai. Oh, that's going to hit him. So runners on first and second now. Lewis moves to second. Over on first now is Asai. Lolo Uskanga, number 7, is at the dish. He's got 1 out. Terrell's going to spin around, check on the runner at second.
Not much speed on first, a lot of speed on second. Harris playing in front of the runner on the lip of the grass. They're showing bunt. The throw's above. Oh! The ball gets away and no throw to third. Wow, tough play. So they're showing bunt and the runner on second got a big lead. Dylan Brown, the catcher, was trying to backpick and throw to second base. Royce Hall, the shortstop, came in to receive the throw, but the runner, Lewis, had collided with Hall. The ball got away. Lewis got to third. Staying on first is Isai. And now there's runners on the corners. We're going to keep our focus on the batsman. There's not much speed over at first. We're not expecting a play here. We would be very surprised to see if anything happens with the runner at first. But now we're just making sure that Royce Hall is okay. He did take a little bit of a hit. He's being checked on by the athletic the athletic trainer. I was looking for the word. I was thinking of director. The athletic trainer, Miss Davis, is out there. She's doing a fine job making sure that our players are in tip-top shape. So Hall a little shaken up after that collision, but a strong young man can stand sturdy. Again, not too much speed at first for this Snake Eye. And with the exceptional speed at third, it would be very surprising if we saw a throw. So eyes on the batsman now, Lolo Uskanga. That ball is up. The runner goes. It was in and out of the glove not in and out of the glove, but blocked by Brown. It skirts away from him. This could be a pass ball. Even though Isai might appreciate a stolen base. That ball is going to be hit to the right side of the field, and that's going to drop in front of Cole Goller. One run's going to come in to score. And now it's 7-5 with runners on the corners. So a tough inning. Started off with a walk, and then they induced a fly out to left field for 1 out, but then a hit by pitch, and then a single. So that surrendered a run. Now there's runners on first and third, and only 1 out. The tying run for the Royals stands on first. The go-ahead run is in the batter's box right now. And everyone's meeting, trying to discuss where they're at. Here's Chris Miller coming in to catch. It looks like Dylan Brown is going to be pitching. So Brown makes the good old classic catcher to pitcher swap. And we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. We are still
In the top of the sixth, runners on the corners, snake eyes for jersey number 15, Kevin Marks. There's only one out. The tying run is over at first base. We're going to keep an eye on the snake eyes. Despite
Kevin Marks in the box. I'll describe everything that's going on to you. There's a called strike, a fastball at the knees. Again, keep an eye on the runner at first.
He's got some speed. That is Uskanga, the second baseman. He's nimble. And there's a swinging strike. So a quick 0-2. It's a foul ball for for Brown on the mound. We'll cut back to the batter now. He has 2 strikes. The runner could still go, though. This is the best time to go on an off-speed pitch. But again, runners on first and third. Not much speed over at third, so you don't expect him to come home with it. But a new player in the game, Chris Miller, he's definitely going to be tested. The 0-2. And number 15, Marks,
Can pull up a chair and have a seat. That's strike 3 called.
on a fastball. 3 pitches and an out. That is exactly what you call a fireman. He came in and he
Extinguished.
any threats. Here's Sammy Fierro. Sammy Fierro struck out in the first. He popped up to the first baseman, Harris, in foul territory in the third. And in the 5th inning, he drew a walk, and he scored the 4th run of the day for the Royals. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners still in the corners. Now Miller is giving a sign to the infield, so we'll take a peek again at the runners on first and third.
I'll describe everything that's going on in the box.
A little pickoff move from Dylan Brown.
He knows what's going on.
The threat that the first and third situation poses. Sammy Fierro
Looks at a ball. The runner goes, but no throw from Miller.
So Snake Eyes no longer in play. Runners are on second and third now after an uncontested stolen base to Iskanga. That ball is hit in the air. Harris is camping under it. Harris makes the out. So the Wolves escape, only surrendering 1. It's now 7-5 as we head into the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back to the Wolves baseball broadcast. Bottom of the 6th inning now, 7-5. Leading things off is Cole Goler. Goler struck out in the 2nd, but he hit that single in the 4th, and he scored the 6th run of the Wolves' outing so far. On deck would be the leadoff batsman, Matthew Schmeling, and then in the hole is the number 2 batsman, Royce Hall. On the mound still is Tuazon. First pitch is up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Twazon winds. The pitch. A line drive. Base hit. Loud off of the bat of Cole Goller. And that's been the only hit of the day so far in that left center area for the Wolves. They really haven't been relying on those heavy hits too much. They've been playing a lot of small ball, and it's been working for them. Lots of stolen bases, lots of showing bunt, lots of hit and runs. Now here's Matthew Schmeling, who exemplifies that perfectly. He looks at a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. So Cole Goller had that single. Schmeling now has 1 ball, no strikes. Twazon from the stretch, misses high, 2 balls, no strikes. The Shadows now reaching first and second base, right at the lip of the grass, of the infield grass. And the pitch, swung on, ground ball, through the infield, and back-to-back singles for the Wolves. Here's Royce Hall. Hall shows bunt. It's a beauty. Right to the first baseman, and nobody's there. Everybody's safe, and that's going to load the bases for Dylan Brown. So now time is going to be called. That might be it for Twazon on the mound. He's clapping his hands, and he isn't exactly asking for the ball. We'll see what their plan is. But the Wolves, with a chance to shut it out after 1 big hit here, all they need is 3 outs to end the ball game at the top of the 7th. So there's a lot on the line, even though they're winning. They need some insurance runs. It's going to give Dylan Brown some a chance to pitch with a little bit more comfort. Brown with a chance to help himself right now. The current pitcher set to return at the top of the 7th.
Now at the dish, you got Goller on third, Schmeling on second, Hall on first, Twazon still on the mound. The kick and the pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. It was a fastball right at the shoulders. Brown steps right back into the box. He's ready for some action. Twazon looking in, getting his sign. Now he comes set right under the belt. He checks on the runners. Now the slide step, another high fastball, same area, same call. 2 balls, no strikes.
The 2-0. Same pitch, 3-0. Brown trying to be patient. You could see he does get eager at times. He knows that he has good bat-to-ball skills. But right now he's standing very tall. Oh, he's trying to show bunt. And pulling back. And an RBI walk for Dylan Brown. Goller's going to score the 8th run of the day for the Wolves. Schmeling moves to third. Hall moves to second. And now Mason Harris at the plate. Harris has been on base every at-bat today. He has a chance to be on for his 4th time. There's a hard hit ball to the shortstop. The flip to second. over the one, and it's past the first baseman. Another run is going to score, so 2 runs score. That's in the dugout, and it looks like Harris is going to be awarded second base. So 2 more runs added on. It's Schmeling and Hall who score. Brown got thrown out at second. That's not exactly how you draw it up, but any at-bat that brings in 2 runs is a success. It's now 10 for the Wolves. That was only the first out. So Harris is going to reach on a fielder's choice and advance on an error. That ball is going to be skied foul. 1 ball, no strikes. No balls, 1 strike. Andre Lopez, the cleanup hitter today, looks at a shoulder high fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Noah Johnson stands on deck. He's having himself a day. Lopez today struck out in the first. He popped up to the right fielder in the third, and he had a single in the fifth. 1 for 3, looking to be 2 for 4 with an RBI. There's a runner on second. A slow spin move from the pitcher.
Now the pitch. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike for Lopez. Waved at, in the air, down the right field line, and that's going to be a fair ball. Lopez was already on his way to second before the ball even had the chance to bounce twice. 1 run's going to score, and Harris is going to stay put at second. Oh, sorry, no run scored. That was Johnson on deck retrieving the bat in a hurry. Harris had to freeze up. He couldn't quite go because that ball was hit so high, there was a possibility of it being caught. So Harris stays put at third. And Lopez is all the way on second.
So Lopez is going to have a double. That's as clean and short as they come. Just pure speed, busting out of the gates like a racehorse. Here's Noah Johnson. First pitch to Johnson at the hands. 1 ball, no strikes. And that pitch is high again. So 2 balls, no strikes. Johnson with a chance to really just hammer the final nail in the coffin for Armijo. 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out in this 10-5 ball game. The pitch swung on the ground, right side of the field, off the glove of the second baseman, and both runs are going to score. That's going to be Johnson's 3rd hit of the day. Have yourself a day, Noah Johnson. So here's number 11 for the Wolves. Chris Miller. That ball's going to be in the dirt. Johnson's going to scoot over to second. So Chris Miller, 1 ball, no strikes, with a runner on second. He's getting his first at bat here in the 6th inning. Johnson in scoring position. That pitch is a called strike. 1-1 now. The overcast is gone, but so is the sun. It's very cold here in the shadows. And there's a hard hit line drive through the infield. And Johnson's going to get held up at third. The Wolves have rolled themselves a pair of snake eyes. Here's Caden James, jersey number 21, getting his first at-bat of the day in the 6th inning. Runners on the corners for this young man. You can hear barrel chants coming from the dugout. First pitch is a called strike, a fastball at the knees. And so the Wolves are finally pulling the ball. It's getting out of the infield on the left side. Ooh, that one's at the shoulders. Look out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Noah Johnson is on third. Chris Miller is on first. Not a lot of speed over at first, so we'll keep an eye on the batter for this snake eye at bat. And that ball is in the dirt. Johnson can come in standing. Moving over to second is Miller. Kevin James, a very tall, muscular build. He's on the wrestling team as well for the American Canyon Wolves. 2-1 the count for Caden James. Here's the pitch. Outside. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner in scoring position. Oh, looks like that was ball 4. I beg your pardon. Here's Cole Goller. So Goller is having himself a day. This is his second at-bat of the 6th inning. So the Wolves have officially batted around. Goller hit a single to start off the inning. He ended up scoring the 8th run of the Wolves outing. It's now 13-5. Now he lines this one into center field. Miller's going to get paused at third. And that's going to load the bases for the leadoff batsman, Matthew Schmaling. Cole Goller, have yourself a day. 3 straight singles. 3 straight hard-hit singles to the outfield. So, Caden James is now on second. Chris Miller is on third. Cole Goller is on first. Schmaling with his first at-bat. Sorry, his second at-bat of the 6th inning. Now time is called. So this umpire doing a very good job of keeping the chirping to a respectful level. I think the warning was once the pitcher comes set to limit the chirping. Totally understandable. Now a meeting on the mound. First pitch to Schmeling is outside. Good eye. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, Goller on first. James on second. Miller on third. Schmeling at the dish. In this 13-5 game. Schmeling trying to get in on the party. Looking to cash in at least a couple. That one is outside. So 2 balls, no strikes to the patient batsman as he waits for something a little more closer to the zone. The wind is blowing from left to right here at the ballpark, and the wind is picking up heavily. Way outside, 3-0 the count, and a very easy take sign is being given to Schmeling. There's no chance the bat leaves his shoulder on this pitch. 3-0. The pitcher can't find the zone, and the chance to walk in or run. Schmeling is not going to swing. Oh, that would have been ball 4, and he swung at it, which is exactly why I said he shouldn't have swung. He did. We like the aggressiveness. 3-1 the count. That's why you get 3 strikes, right? We'll see if he's taking all the way here. And he's going to eventually draw the walk. So Schmeling now stands on first. Coming in to score is Miller. And everyone moves up a base. 14-0 now. So he walked in the end. It wasn't no harm, no foul in that situation. But I do mention not swinging 3-0. I was taught growing up in the early 2010s. Coach Steve out in Las Vegas, if you're listening to this, never swing 3-0. But I, being the aggressive batsman I was, I always swung 3-0 because I imagined that they had to come in the zone and they just groove a fastball down the middle. It would go well every now and then. And the rest of the time, coach would say, "Good job, don't do it again." You were at risk of running the polls after the game. Pull the poll. 1, 2, 3, maybe 12. Inside now, 1 ball, 1 strike for Royce Hall. And then, of course, as every cleanup hitter knows, what happens when you swing and miss? You swing harder at the next one. So 3-0, swing and miss, swing harder. All of a sudden it's 3-2, and then you strike out. That's not a good look. Hall grounds one. The play at the plate, high, but they got him. They got him. It was a high throw, but the catcher kept his foot on the bag. It was the right call by the home plate umpire. And also, I just had to give a shout out to our technical director, Mr. Rio Rosal, for making that cut beautifully. You're able to see the play at the plate. Here's Dylan Brown with 2 outs and the bases loaded. That's going to hit Brown. And all you can do is just laugh to see Dylan. Every time Dylan Brown gets hit by a pitch, he's sick of it by now. And it stays interesting regardless.
All right, as I was updating my scorecard, it looks like that's going to be the second walk-off hit by pitch of Dylan Brown's career with the bases loaded. I'm being facetious, of course. That was a mercy rule. They called the game 10 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 15-5 is the final score against the Armijo Royals. A very clinical display from this Wolves offense. 14, 15 runs on the board to end the game, and not really a lot of balls have left the infield. Very impressive to see how they've manufactured runs off of the hit and run, the bunts, and all of the steals. And credit also to all of the pitchers in this game who kept it close. Not really any crooked numbers out there on the board. The most they gave up in a single inning was 2, where the Wolves often enough will have one runaway inning where they have to play catch up and there's an uphill battle. They kept this game very tight. So that's going to wrap up today's broadcast. Thank you to Caden Roberts for joining us in the top halves of the inning, giving us some great insight about what it's like to be a player out on the field. And we will see you on Friday for the game against Maria Carrillo. We'll see you then.